So we are back, and it's been some time. I'm going to start off with my wig and just like smooth down some of the flyaways, curl the ends, and then we'll get into the makeup portion. But I am so happy to be back filming content. I will be really honest, it took quite a lot to drum up the motivation to kind of get started, but I figured I've been gone for so long and I don't want to, lose touch with my channel and with you guys and just with doing things that, once I actually do them, bring me joy. So I'm here. I force myself to just get it cracking. And I wanted to start off with a life update for you guys because I have been gone for so long and there are so many topics that I wanted to cover off in separate videos, but at this point everything's changed and everything feels like a constantly moving target because of everything: the pandemic, the state of the economy, and just where I'm at mentally. So life update is it made the most sense. I also did a poll on my community tab and you guys agreed that was what you wanted to see. So where have I been? If you don't check the community tab of my channel and you don't follow me on Instagram, which I would recommend that you do, just for more regular updates, I had COVID. So I tested positive in the second week of January and I was pretty much out of action, off work for the following 2 weeks, and boy did I feel it. I wanted to talk a little bit about my experience and I guess if this is like triggering to anybody or if this is just not something that you want to hear about, I will put a timestamp in the description box to the next part of the conversation because I think everybody is tired of hearing about coronavirus and the pandemic and everything like that. But I just thought I would share my experience, what I went through, and what helped me, just so that if unfortunate circumstances prevail and you get it, you can maybe draw from my experience. So the first sign for me was the I guess just feeling tired and run down and the aches. So it was like joint ache, muscle ache, like just aches all over my body. And this was on, I think, Monday the 11th, I think, of January. I just felt so knackered. And I even like made a joke about it on like a work call, like, oh, hope it's just the flu, kind of thing. Because at the beginning of the year, there is normally like a little flu that sort of works its way around to everybody. Sometimes I just feel like it's like prepping us for the year ahead and just getting our immune system strong and set up for the year to come. But yeah, the timing of it was very interesting. So I was like, God, I hope this is the flu. And to be honest, in my mind, I was like, it has to be. Then on Tuesday that week, I woke up with like a really high temperature. I think it was like, I normally measure around the 36 degrees mark. And my temperature was like 38.6 and I felt hot. I felt like I was burning up. So at that point I was like, this ain't looking good. And I was telling my mum and my boyfriend at the time, and I was like, but they were like, oh no, it's definitely just a fever or like a little cold or something. And I wasn't convinced, but I wanted it to not be COVID. I thought it would be it'd be too much. Don't get me wrong, I am one who is very curious about certain things, and if I feel like I can experience something without come into too much harm. I am always intrigued by things like this, but when obviously, you know, you kind of hear all the time that it's not everybody is able to battle this virus as well. So yeah, for those reasons, I was like, I'm sure it's not. Then I was like, okay, I need to like take a test. So I went to take a test. Results came back a day later, and it was positive. And from that point on, ran out of memory. And from that point on, like, I basically just worked my way through pretty much all the symptoms. So my breathing, well, my chest then started to tighten up. I think this was on like the Wednesday or the Thursday, and it was really scary because I was like, I don't know if it was the panic that was cool. Oh, ow. Yikes, just burnt myself. I don't know if it was the panic that was causing it to feel worse than it was, but I felt my chest kind of closing in on itself. And I was like, oh, this is it. And that, I think that was probably the scariest point. Like, you know, I was crying because I was like, I felt out of control. I wasn't in control of my body and what it was going through. And I managed to breathe myself through that and like stop the panic from making my breathing even worse. But from that point onwards, I do remember like the breathing thing becoming really hard and the chest tightness really setting in. So to describe it, I guess the main symptom that people talk about with COVID, and I think that's probably the most dangerous part of it, is how it attacks your lungs and your breathing. And for me, that manifested itself in a feeling that was almost like somebody was taking my ribcage and my lungs and just like squashing them together and stopping any air from getting in. It was almost like a clamp, just like tightening everything up, so that to the point where you like feel like you can't breathe easily or naturally. So that was not fun. And it was kind of, it's something that comes and goes. Like I had family like advise me to steam and like put old bass oil or Vicks or some sort of decongestant into a steamer and just like inhale it, and that kind of helped. But I guess in my mind, I kind of felt like, yes, I'm getting good sort of air into my lungs and stuff, but it wasn't helping the other symptoms so much. Don't get me wrong, I felt very good after steaming, and I would absolutely recommend that if you are going through it right now. But I think the mental toll of it was just feeling like nothing I'm doing is going to get me through this, and my body is just going to have to fight it. My body is just going to have to like fight it, and it would just have to work its way through my system. And I think that didn't help. I'll be honest, that probably didn't help. My attitude was very, I guess what I learned about myself is I'm not a great patient. I don't always take my medicine or approach the doctors when I should, or like, you know, seek medical advice, and I'm not an expert, and I should. So yeah, so that happened. Then amid all of that, because I was having a lot of citrusy stuff, a lot of turmeric, I then got acid reflux. Which meant that I couldn't have any of the stuff that is supposed to ease the symptoms, like lemon, like turmeric, like a lot of acidic stuff. I just couldn't have it because it would flare up my acid reflux and I would feel like a rising tightness. It was a nightmare. But by this time, a lot of the other symptoms, like the cough, which I got, also had gone. Like, it wasn't persistent. The sort of my temperature was going up and down, up and down, up and down. 1 minute I'm cold, next minute I'm hot. That sort of subsided towards the end of the first week, and then after that it was just the breathing. Like, I would wake up, I wouldn't be able to sleep on certain sides. Like, I couldn't sleep in any position for too long. Couldn't sleep on my side for too long. Couldn't sleep on my back for too long, especially because that would bring, I don't know, I felt like that it was bringing up the acid reflux almost. So there was only one side I could properly sleep on. Felt like when I slept on my front, I was crushing my lungs. And guys, I wasn't sleeping properly. I was waking up tired, like sleeping through the day, waking up tired. And any minimal activity that I would do, I would be out of breath after it. So I was just exhausted. Your body is doing a lot to fight this off, so it becomes quite tiring. So yeah, I guess most of that subsided after the 2-week period. I went back to work beginning of this week. Sorry, looking for my makeup. And Monday was a tough day because I felt like it took a lot of energy out of me. But I needed to be back because I was losing my mind and I was getting so bored. So don't get me wrong, I didn't rush back, but I went back when I felt ready to occupy my mind and get back into a normal routine, because I think that was kind of throwing me a bit as well. So yeah, the breathing stuff is kind of still there. Like, I'll talk for a bit and then feel quite out of breath. You might notice it. But all of the other symptoms are gone, and yeah, I'm out of my sort of quarantine, sort of isolation period as well. So I can get out, not that I have been, and I can do things. Sorry, I'm trying to open this mascara. So now, while all of that was happening, I then the week that I started to feel better, which was the second week of having COVID, that is, I went downstairs to find that my car had been stolen from the secure underground car park. So I had to then file a police report. This is after I decided to go back to work. I was like, oh yeah, I'm feeling like pretty chilled out, ready, and then stress. So yes, I had to file a police report. I had to tell my insurance. I had to go through all of the motions of like dealing with that. So yeah, I won't dwell too much on that because the timing is highly inconvenient. There's no way I could have stopped them because I didn't basically leave my flat for about 2 weeks. Like, I was in these 4 walls and pretty much in my bedroom the whole 2 weeks. So it could have happened at any point in time. Still to this day, the police have not had any leads. They've not contacted me to say that they found it. And to be honest, I think they've pretty much resigned themselves and my insurance company to the fact that it's not going to be found because it's been they don't know how long it's been gone. And neither do I. So yeah, not great. But I feel like there is a lesson in every situation like this, so maybe even a blessing. So I'm still trying to figure out what the blessing was from getting COVID, but I guess as far as my car is concerned, maybe I wasn't using it enough. I guess the fact that somebody could come in and take it and I don't notice, okay, one, that was down to COVID really, but I hadn't really been using it that much. If I only kind of would get in it to go to do like grocery shopping. So did I need it? Maybe not. And maybe they've just released me of the burden of having to pay for something that I'm not using. Who knows? So that's kind of how I'm seeing that. And I guess as far as I need a mirror. My plans for getting a replacement, I'm not in a rush, to be honest, because we're not going anywhere. While I was isolating, I did my shopping online, so that was fine. And I'm not too I'm a bit hesitant about leaving the house, to be honest. I think that's probably one of the lasting effects of this, is that going outside is a big deal for me, and it's not something that I've felt comfortable or happy enough to do for a very long time, even before I got COVID. I don't know. So yeah, those are, I guess, the two main things that have been like occupying my time, and probably why I haven't felt like coming on here, because one, I just needed to deal with that all practically, and you know, get all the stuff that needed to get done, and two, I just didn't feel like it. I just didn't feel like you know, getting on here and not being in the right mind space and the right frame of mind, or the right headspace. So yeah, those two things happened, and then obviously I announced to you guys at the end of last year, I also mentioned it again in my last video, that I was finally buying a place, and was planning loads of content around that, and that has kind of fallen through at this point. Well, the one place that I was sort of going after, I am still buying, but the place that I was looking at, that didn't work out so well. So the property was basically, I was going through the mortgage application process, and as part of that, your lender or your mortgage provider, which is normally like a bank, has to send a surveyor around to the property to get it valued, to make sure that what you're paying for it, and therefore what amount of mortgage they're going to give you, is the right price, and whether it's like worth what the seller is kind of charging for it, essentially. So the valuation came back. It was, just to be candid, it was about 30k lower than the sale price. And you know, there was a bit of budge from the seller, but not down close enough to a comfortable enough level for me to say, okay, fine. So you know, they didn't agree with the valuation price. So there was still a shortfall in between what the bank would therefore lend me and what I then had to put up as a deposit. And to me, it just wasn't worth it. Like, I didn't want to start off, you know, with like negative equity, or like with the property not being worth what I paid for it. So I've decided to let that go, cut my losses, and keep looking. So I guess what my approach is going to be moving forward is to update you guys once I have once I have received a full mortgage offer on my next property that I kind of go after. So I'll keep you posted when that happens. But all of the content that I'd sort of prepared and filmed so far is there's no point in really releasing that, because yeah, it's not going to happen, is it? So it looks like bad news comes in threes. Sorry, I need to wet this. Be right back. So I've wet this. So yeah, it does seem like bad news comes in threes, especially based on what's been happening to me the past month, this year. But again, I see the blessing in everything, or potential like redirection. And I really do believe in that. Like, I feel like if something is meant to be, it will be, and it won't. It will just happen with ease. And I don't just believe that in, you know, things like buying a house or whatever. I believe that in, you know, even negative circumstances. Like, if something bad is meant to happen to you, it will happen with ease. So I guess the lesson, going back to COVID, I think the lesson or the blessing that came from that was really around my relationships. I think I really started to value the people who are in my life, my friends, my family, my boyfriend, and I feel like we in a lot of cases, I strengthened those relationships because I felt like I was at a point where I really needed them and they were there for me. And I kind of came out of that feeling really good about the people who are in my life, especially when you get to a point where you kind of feel like things are, you're not feeling so optimistic about the future, short term or long term, or you're like, I don't know if I'm going to make it through this easily or at all. You really do lean on the people closest to you. And I would say, for one, my relationship with my sister and my mum was absolutely strengthened. Not that we were in a bad place or anything, but I just felt like those are, as far as the females in my life, my mum, my sister, my best friend, those are very key relationships in my life, and I realised that that they are very instrumental to how happy or how positive I feel about life. And when things are good there, I feel good. And I don't know if it's because it's like relationships with females, or because those are just three very influential females in my life, but I just genuinely feel like whenever that is good, life is good. So yeah, like I just loved, I feel like we rebonded almost, like they were checking in on me, and you know, we were talking more. Like sometimes I feel like life kind of gets in the way and like takes you in like directions that makes it like difficult to like keep in touch with each other and stuff. But when somebody is like really going through something, it brings you back together. So yeah, it made me really, it gave me a renewed appreciation for those people in my life, and just for family in general, and obviously my boyfriend, who I feel like, were it not for him, I don't think I would have gotten through the last month as well as I did. And I think our relationship has grown so much from it, and I feel like we are in a more bonded place than we were before all of that. So I guess that would be the blessing in COVID. I fully recognise that I am very fortunate to have been able to fight it off as quickly as I did. I won't say as easily because it wasn't easy. I am very well aware that not everybody survives COVID, and so for that I guess I'm very sensitive to that, and I'm very well aware how lucky I am. So I don't take that lightly. And having gone through that, I think it's given me a fresh perspective on what's really important to me. For me, there were a few things that I was trying to achieve and that I wanted to do, and it just kind of was like, yeah, if I don't do this in life, then I have failed, or I've not kind of, I'll be disappointed in myself. But a lot of that stuff just doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, and that's what I feel like that's what I came out of this with. And that's why when like my car got stolen and when the house thing sort of went the way that it did, I wasn't that bothered, because I was like, that's not important to me. The people I know and love are safe. I'm happy. I'm still employed. And I should add that my job and everyone at work was so supportive and just so lovely throughout it all. They sent me like a little care package of stuff to like help get me through, or like things to look forward to when I get out, like a bottle of Prosecco, some truffle chocolates, candle, a nice hand lotion and wash. It was just so thoughtful, and I was just like, you know what, I'm so blessed to have made it through and to have the support of everybody that I did. that none of that stuff matters. Okay, yes, the house thing didn't go through, but I'm alive, and there will be other houses. You know, my car got stolen, but hey, now I get to save even more money towards my house, and I don't have, you know, the car loan. Well, once the insurance companies, I guess, kind of figures out that, or like values the car, and what they're going to do is like basically pay off the outstanding finance loan, then I won't be paying monthly for a car that I'm not using, so I can save even more money, and get the kind of place, or the kind of get a house that is based on an even better affordability, or like more income, more disposable income. So there's pluses to this all. And the house not working, well, I guess maybe now I'll be able to be eligible for even, I guess, a better mortgage, or a better rate, or more of a bigger mortgage from the bank, which means I can get somewhere a bit better, and also not move so far away, because that was a thing. I guess my reasoning for going so far up north, which I don't know if I had mentioned on here, but I was moving to the north of England, was really about saving money, and getting my living costs lower, especially now that I don't have to commute into London for work, because we're all working from home. So it was about saving, so I can like put even more money away, so that when I look to get my forever home with my boyfriend, that I have like more savings. But being so far away from my family, if I had to go through that, from my family and from him, if I had to go through that alone up there, I don't know. I don't know how I would have coped. So me not moving so far away has made me very much consider just staying down south, and finding something that makes more sense for me in terms of being close to the people that I love. So everything works out for the better, and hopefully my next life update proves that. I'm not talking through what I'm doing makeup wise, because I have a makeup routine on here that you guys can go and check out. It's not changed. I always do the same thing. So yeah, that's where I am with property. It's very likely that I guess I still have the same goals. I definitely still have the same goals, but how I go about achieving them will probably change based on my new priorities, which, you know, I am someone who's quite open, but I think what I've also learned is not to talk about anything until I'm 100% on it, because I do change my mind a lot, which is something that I've learned about myself. Okay, no, I knew this about myself, but I guess as far as me being open, I would rather just be open with things that are finalised, so that I can then give you the full scoop, give you all the tea. So that's kind of where I'm at on updating you guys with like the house stuff. So yeah, I feel like I have relationships that have been renewed. I'm so much closer with the very important people in my life. And if you're watching this, shout out to you, Mum, Leonie, Karen, and Suki as well. And all of my friends who I know and love, and who kind of checked in on me. The ladies from the Vault, what's that group? And all of my lovely friends that I've met through Instagram and stuff, like I really felt the love over there. And you know, when I posted, because I was going to do the book club, virtual book club as well, but I had to postpone it because of COVID. when I posted on there that, you know, it was postponed because, you know, I tested positive. Everybody was so lovely and sent so many well wishes, so I'm so very grateful for that. I also want to shout out my cousin Marvin, who if I, you know, he's just been super supportive over the past few months, and you know, COVID aside, like getting through 2020 and I'm sure 2021 has been much more helpful with him being around. So I want to shout out him too. I want to shout out all my cousins who checked in on me as well. I won't mention them by name, but you know who you are. Yeah, guys, I have the best family and friends, and I'm in a really great relationship, so there's a blessing in everything, to be honest, and these people are still alive and well, and for that I am so thankful. Yeah, it's been a hell of a long year, and it's, well, we're 1 month in. So, onwards and upwards. As I spoke about book club, I thought I would just add that I'm doing the first meeting on Instagram Live, and it is now going to be on Tuesday next week. So if you would like to join us, we are reading The Power of Now. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. By Eckhart Tolle. And the reason I chose this as the first book is because I'm very much somebody who is an overthinker, an overanalyzer. That's also something I've learned about myself in terms of how it affects me negatively. So I'm trying to be very much in the present. I am trying to regain control over my mind, and I'm trying to release the negative thought patterns of self-sabotage and you know, mental self-harm that basically stop me from seeing the good in situations and focus me in on what could potentially go wrong. So I guess mindfulness is a huge part of that, and that's why that book was the perfect choice. Yeah, and I guess I'm also trying to like connect more in my faith, and I guess free my mind of thoughts that are taking up space that could be occupied by, you know, just forging a stronger bond with God, and you know, continuing on in my journey, my journey to, I guess, my Christianity journey, as it were. So yeah, so that's been a perfect book choice, or reading choice with that in mind. And hopefully you guys, if you are interested, because I know a lot of you have asked me to do this pretty much since I started reviewing books on my channel, so hopefully you will join us on Tuesday. Basically I'll just be kind of discussing the first chapter, and what I think of it and what you guys think of it. You know, you can jump on the live if you want, so I do encourage everybody to feel open enough to want to jump on the live with me. I'll be keeping it open to people who want to do that. Oh gosh, I fumbled that up. So it's going to be fun, and I wanted to, because I wanted to get back to things that I used to really enjoy and that I feel that used to really make me me. And reading is something that I thoroughly enjoy, but sharing on the internet is something that I discovered later in my life that I'm enjoying. So it just made sense to me to start this now, especially with a book that is just so relevant to where I think I'm at in my life. So yeah, really excited about that. I hope that lots of you can join. I will link the book down below so you can purchase it on Amazon. And yeah, we're gonna discuss the first chapter at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday. That's 6:30 p.m. GMT, or UK time. And yeah, we're just gonna get in and have a nice chat, basically. So looking forward to that. What else am I looking forward to? Or what else do I have to update you guys on? Investing, cryptocurrency. Something that I said I would do a completely separate video about, but to be honest, I just, based on my experience and based on just being a responsible content creator, I don't think that I want to set it up like a full dedicated video, because I really just, I'm not an expert. I'm very much an beginner as far as investing goes, but I've just been lucky enough and I've taken big enough and calculated enough risks to make the gains that I have. So I'm not going to discuss it in a separate video. I'm going to discuss it right here with you right now while I do my makeup. Yeah, I think that I reassessed my decision to do a separate video about it, because as much as I've been lucky enough to make some gains, I've also made a few losses, and I also believe that it's not something, investing is something that you should enter into thoughtfully. But at the same time, I felt it was important to discuss it, because I think a lot of us are deterred from getting into investing because we don't understand enough about it. And I guess that is what I don't want. What I don't want is to be one of those people who, you know, gains a lot and makes, has all this success with it and doesn't share my knowledge and my experience with other people so that they can do the same. Like, I am about helping people to better their situation, because I always am so grateful for the people who have helped me better mine. So I'm all about sharing. So as much as I am not a financial advisor, and I think that you should consult with somebody who is qualified and who is, you know, this is their field and this is what they do. I'm not saying that I did, but I watch a lot of YouTube videos. that's just how I operate, but I am by no means advising that anybody does the same. So I'm just going to put that disclaimer out there. Always seek financial advice when you're making big financial decisions and moves like this. It's not for everybody. It's definitely not for the faint-hearted. But I am a bit of a risk taker, so that's how I operate. But as much as I won big, I could have lost big. So let's talk about this. Cryptocurrency. So I had obviously heard about crypto for many years, but it's not something that I took an interest in until sort of like September, I would say, last year. And it was my brother Ruben, who I also want to shout out here, because he's always, anything that he is put up on, he will bring us all in on. As siblings, as a family, like, he always puts us on to things that he's finding success with and trying out. So he kind of put us on to, I guess, cryptocurrency and trading or investing in cryptocurrency via Coinbase. Yeah, that's kind of when I first really started to take it seriously. So I'd heard about Bitcoin, I'd heard about Ethereum, I'd heard about cryptocurrency and other coins in general, but I just didn't really know much about it, how it worked, whatever. So when he broke it down to me, it just seemed really simple, and I was like, why wouldn't I get involved in this? So Coinbase is just a trading platform that you can buy and sell cryptocurrency. to put it simply. Maybe there's a better explanation for what it is, but that's how I see it. And if you guys want to sign up, and I think when you sign up, I get some free Bitcoin and you get some as well. I'll leave my link in the description box below. Coinbase is, so I signed up for Coinbase, and when you sign up, basically you put in all your details, your bank details or your card details for where you want to pay into and buy cryptocurrency, and then you just buy whichever one you want. So I said, let me start with Bitcoin, and I started with Bitcoin, Ethereum and XRP. So those are just 3 different coins or 3 different cryptocurrencies that you can buy. And Bitcoin I started with because it's the most long-standing and most recognized, or I don't know about that. I guess it's the biggest one at the moment in terms of its value. And then Ethereum, because it kind of, according to like really seasoned investors, Ethereum kind of follows what Bitcoin does, but at a very lower scale. So I think one Bitcoin is worth about 25 or 24,000 pounds, whereas at Ethereum, one coin, gosh, I don't know what one coin is at. Let me get into my Coinbase app and tell you guys. So at the moment, Bitcoin is at 24.5k. And now, bear in mind, when it started, if I go to all time, just look in there, it was at £50 on the 29th of March 2017. So it's grown. Ethereum, let's go to Ethereum is at 983, which is quite a big jump, because I remember there was a time when it was at like 400, and I feel like that was this year. Yeah, in October 2020 it was at 300, so Ethereum has jumped. And then I also had some XRP, but I think XRP sort of went through a bit of a madness, and I don't think people are, oh no, it is still on there, but it like had a significant drop. So I sold. So basically, you can choose to buy different coins, and when they go up in value, like you can. So let's say Bitcoin was at £10. So let's say I put in £10, that would get me 1 coin of Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes up in value, obviously the coin that I have also goes up in value, and let's say it doubles in price. So the £10 that I put in is now £20. And I can choose to leave it in there and just see it go up and just let it kind of go up and down and fluctuate. It always does move in an upward, it seems to be moving in an upward curve generally. Or I can cash out, so I can sell my Bitcoin. And by sell, I just mean like you really sell it to either invest it in another cryptocurrency, or so you can take your money out into actual pounds. So I did that for a bit, and obviously at the same time I was putting away like money every month for my deposit. So I guess the total gain that I've made is somewhere in the region of £2,200. Now, to make that kind of gain, and that was predominantly Bitcoin, because when Bitcoin really started to rise, like I think in around October time, it was at like 14,000 something. September it was like 14,000. Now it's at like 25,000. There was a point it went up to 30,000. And that was the point that I was like, okay, I'm going to go all in on Bitcoin. And I basically took everything that I had saved, which I do not recommend you do if you have a weak heart, or if I'm not recommending anything that I've done at all. I'm just telling you what I did. But I put all my savings into Bitcoin. At the time, it was like, I think it was fluctuating around the 22, between the 19 and 22 mark. Put all my savings in there. And then in the next 2 weeks, I think it climbed to like 28, 30. And I made a big gain because I put in big. yeah, I guess that was my experience. So just to be like transparent with you guys, to make that kind of gain, you have to be investing at the kind of 5-figure digit level. So especially in that shorter time frame. So yeah, so I started off trading on cryptocurrency, on Coinbase, and then more recently I joined eToro because their fees are a lot lower. So when you pay into Coinbase, how they make money is they take a percentage of what you're paying in, like they take a percentage of your purchase. So let's say you're buying £100 worth of Bitcoin, they'll take a little percentage of that for themselves. And obviously, the higher the amount you're putting in, the higher I think it's a flat percentage. But obviously, the more you're paying in, the more they're taking. So I looked around and I saw that eToro was another platform and they had lower fees. I just looked online and saw best trading platforms for cryptocurrency, and eToro actually takes less fees. And when you're depositing but also when you're withdrawing, Coinbase takes again a similar percentage fee, whereas eToro they only take $5 whatever you're withdrawing. So that just made more sense to me because I didn't want to eat into my profits because of their fees. So I use eToro now. It's not as user friendly as Coinbase. Coinbase is so easy to follow, but what I do is I look at Coinbase just to track the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and then I make all my deposits and withdrawals in my eToro account. So I'll leave both my referral links below if you guys are interested in signing up and having a bit of a play around. But I guess my main thing would be if you have money that is just sitting around in your account that you are happy to lose, not happy to lose, but no one's happy to lose money, but that you don't, you're happy to risk and just kind of see, I would recommend you just put it in any cryptocurrency trading platform and see how you go. Even if you start with something as small as £50, and just see how you go and just kind of learn. Keep an eye on the rises, the fluctuations, and you'll start to see what gains you make, and just start that way. That was exactly how I did it, and I'm not sitting here telling you I'm an expert, but I tell you what, I'm gonna buy my Chanel handbag with cryptocurrency or with the gains that I've made from crypto. So there's that. I feel like my eyebrows are looking all sorts of crazy. There are loads of YouTube channels that I follow on this. A really good guy that I would recommend, who is always going live, Crypto. So yeah, he's literally on it every few hours. He's uploading or he's live on YouTube. So he's quite a good one. But just YouTube, I feel like if you're into any sort of investing, you have to keep an eye on the market. And for me, the easiest way to do that is to keep an eye on Coinbase, see what the price of Bitcoin and any other coins I'm investing in is doing. It's watching YouTubers or reading articles or being on Twitter. Because let me tell you this, people like Elon Musk and other big investors, often what they do can have an impact on both the stock market and the cryptocurrency market. For example, a couple of days ago, Elon Musk put Bitcoin in his bio on Twitter. The price rose from I think about 23, 24 up to 28 within the space of 24 to 48 hours, which is huge for one person to have that influence. So either he was buying up loads of it, or people thought he was, and then they went in and bought some. So if you kind of want to know what influences the price of Bitcoin, generally speaking, it's when there is loads of demand for Bitcoin, or loads of people are buying, the price goes up. And when loads of people are selling their Bitcoin or cashing out, the price comes down. So at least I think that's how it works. This is why I'm telling you, don't take my advice, but what I wanted to do is just kind of put you guys on to what I've been up to, and you can make your own informed decision from there. So that's that. What else has been going on? I bought these I bought these lashes from Amazon. They are just it's 10 pairs of, I think, like mink eyelashes. I'll leave them link down below for you guys. Just wanted to try something a bit more fuller. I'm kind of getting bored of my usual, so I just said, let me take myself outside of my comfort zone. So there's like 10 pairs. They're quite thick, I can't lie. I'm going to try the first pair, ease myself in. I don't know why I'm putting on lashes. This is a lot to do for nothing. It's for the thumbnail, let's be honest. So yeah, that is everything that I have come to know and come to understand about cryptocurrency. Those are my wins. I also, my boyfriend also put me on to trading in company stocks and shares via Trading 212. So I will leave a link down below if you guys want to sign up for that as well. And that's been the platform that I've been using for buying shares in companies like Tesla, Alibaba, what was the other ones I first invested in? Zoom, Uber, Apple. Yeah, those are the main ones I bought. I sold all of those when Bitcoin was like going through its like crazy spike and put it all into cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin. By the way, guys, I still stand by the fact that L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara in Extreme Black is my ultimate all-time favourite mascara for us no eyelash having girls. So I always put this on underneath false lashes because, one, I feel like if you don't have mascara on under your falsies, they don't blend as well. But two, like this would just be my everyday mascara if I wasn't wearing lashes. So love this. Needed a re-up because my other mascara had just dried out and finished, and I was really beating a dead horse with that. So yeah, that's I think that's pretty much everything. I don't know what else you guys want to know about. Obviously, I've kind of indirectly given a relationship update in this. We're still going strong. Things are going well. We're very happy. Happy, healthy. That's all one would want. And yeah, I guess just thinking about the future together and really looking forward to it. I am, despite everything that's happened, I'm feeling very optimistic, and hopefully as the year progresses you guys will come to see why. And yeah, I guess I'm also, connecting with God more on a regular basis, and trying to get back onto like a more regular rhythm of having that quiet time to pray and to speak, I guess, yeah, to pray and to just reflect and to just ask for his guidance and stuff that I'm doing. And I feel like when I do that, I make better decisions. I think when I think about things objectively, but also through the lens of my faith, my decisions and the things that I do and how I deal with life circumstances is definitely better. One of my things that I wanted for this year was more peace, inner peace, and I feel like my faith is playing a big part in that. So here's to that. I suppose that I should also talk about work, career, YouTube. So work is going well. Still really enjoying what I do, and where I'm at in my digital marketing career. Will I be doing more videos on the topic? Probably not. I would say if you have any more questions for me, get at me on Instagram, on DMs. I always respond to you guys that come over there. The reason why I won't currently be doing any updates on that is because I feel like a lot of the content I have on here is still relevant and I would just be repeating myself. So check out my digital marketing playlist if you have any questions about that. I really churned out a lot of content on that side of things. So yeah, I guess check that out. As for the direction that my channel is going to go in, guys, honestly, my channel is a place that is something that kind of grows with me. So whatever I'm into, I'll be sharing on here. That's kind of always been my approach, and I don't see that changing. I don't want to. I've never come on here and said that I wanted to limit myself. I always wanted to be all things style, substance. So I'll always be talking about books, what I'm reading, what I'm wearing, what I'm buying, how I'm managing my finances, relationships, without going into too much detail. And yeah, just sharing those aspects of my life that I think can potentially help people. So we're going to keep doing that. There's no change in direction, but obviously as I grow and as I experience things, the content on my channel will too. So you'll start to see different things, but it will always be through my lens. So in that sense, you know, it's the same old me, but at wherever I'm at in my life, if that makes any sense at all. So yeah, I think what you can expect from me is probably a step into the luxury and lifestyle content. So there'll be more hauls, and some of them, is that empty? Yeah. Some of them may be unboxings of luxury items. Some of them might still be high street stuff that I'm buying. Some of them might be homeware. Some of them might be homes, cars. I don't know. I'm not putting a limit on myself in that way. Like, I'll just do whatever I want to do that I think you guys will be interested in. And not all of my content is for everybody. But I've always been of the view that I want to have something for everybody who might come across my channel. So I'm still not putting myself in a box. Never have, never will. But I guess if I were to categorize myself, I would say fashion and lifestyle. So just in case you didn't know what we do over here, we do a bit of everything. So that's still the case. That's always going to be the case. You know, there might be the odd hair review as well, because I like to switch up my look every now and again. God damn. And you know, it's worth sharing that with you guys. You know what? I can put these lashes on and then do my lips so I can get a decent thumbnail out of this. And also test out these lashes because I am intrigued. 2 secs. Let's see. I don't know if these are real mink, guys. The band is quite thick and the hairs are looking a little bit suspect, but for me it's all about how they look on. Glue was still wet. Should have waited. That will move. I guess there's also a few beauty bits that I wanted to share on here. Skincare wise, I had a skincare consultation towards the end of last year, and I guess I have started to look at products that I'm going to add into my skincare routine. I am going to try the Ren overnight dark spot cream, dark spot treatment, whatever it's called, as I have a bit of like pigmentation that I want to fix. Oof, these are heavy. This is more than what I'm used to, guys. We're stepping out my comfort zone here. So yeah, so beauty wise, I'm going to be sharing some like my skincare updates. Wow, that is a lash. Okay, let's see what you guys have been doing. And I'm also going to be sharing more hair care stuff. So I recently texturized my natural hair, just because I don't feel like I have to explain myself, but we're chatting. My natural hair texture is very coarse. It's very, very curly, and I would definitely say it's 4C, the 4Cest 4C you will ever foresee. And so I wanted to soften it up a bit. I didn't want to straighten it. I just wanted to soften it so that I can manage the curls. So I've done that, and I'm so happy with the results. It's like I still have natural hair, but it's soft and manageable. So while I realise that it is still a chemical treatment, it just makes it easier for me to deal with on a day-to-day basis, which I do want to do. So I've been doing that. I've been using this Suki hair cream and hair oil, and my edges have been replenished. When your man tells you that your edges are coming back, your edges are really back, because men don't normally comment on things like that, but there's a noticeable difference. So maybe there'll be a video where I share like befores and afters. But yeah, I'm really trying to look after my hair. So might be a few different styles. I might shift away from the wigs for a bit. I might do braids, but obviously I can't do anything while we're still in lockdown because I can't get to anyone who does hair. So I'm going to hold fire on that for now. So it'll still be the wigs, and so I'll still be reviewing different wigs, but I am still wearing my wig from Arc Beauty, and I will leave a link to their Instagram in the description box, or just message me on Instagram. In fact, if anything isn't missing from the description box, just come and message me on Instagram, and I'll share the goods. So don't you worry, I've got you guys. Goodness me, it's been so long, I've forgotten to put on lashes. I'm also trying to get my sexy back, so there will be some what I eat in a days, anything I'm doing fitness wise. I have to be completely honest and transparent with you guys. Fitness is just not a priority right now because health has been where I've been focused on, just getting back to good health, and there's a lot of things that I can't do without being super out of breath, so I'm just taking it easy on myself for now. But I do want to it's not, I guess I'm at a point where I don't necessarily want to get skinnier or lose loads of weight, but I do want to tighten up, I would just say. So with that, I am trying to be vegetarian this month, this coming month. It's supposed to be January, but let's be honest, it's hard to do that with COVID. Just eat what's there. So yeah, I'm gonna try and be vegetarian, but maybe pescatarian and like have fish, and see how I get on. Because yeah, I guess I just need to shock my body and try something different. Is this really okay? Yeah, I'm not mad at these lashes. These are cute. Right, let me get my lip products and start to wrap this up, because I feel like it's getting super, super long. But yeah, I'm trying to get my sexy back, and especially want to do that before I start, getting onto these hauls more. So yeah, there will be more of that to come. And I'll obviously share what I'm doing. And yeah, I guess as far as like, this is so much stuff that I have to figure out what I'm doing with. I started a home account on Instagram, and it's grown so much since I made it live. It's like, I think I'm at like 430 followers, which I think I'm just going to turn that into an interiors page and my journey to home ownership, and just share the process with you guys, because I thought it was going to be a home account and I was only going to be sharing stuff from the home that I buy, but heck, you know, nothing is straightforward in this life. So I guess what I'll be doing is sharing the home buying process or updates on that, as well as on here. So if you're not following my home account, you can go over there and see pictures of the place that I was going to buy, and then stay tuned for updates on the place that I eventually do buy. I probably will only share pictures of interior stuff that I'm considering purchasing for the home, and then I will obviously share interior design updates once I have actually completed on something, i.e. signed on the dotted line and I'm in there. So that's that on that. And collaborations is something that I also want to do. Woo, that's too pink for me. So be ready to see some familiar, maybe some new faces on my channel. I don't know who yet, but I'm always open to bringing a new perspective, and I feel like when I have people that I know on here that come on, I come out of my shell a bit more. So yeah, that is my get ready with me life update, little chit chat, girl time. I will link all of the accounts, Instagram accounts, for you guys to follow. I also need to remind you guys to follow Umilele Jewels on Instagram. They've got loads of new stock coming out, lots of unisex jewellery pieces for him and her, black owned brand, and I know the owner, so I promise you, quality only. So yeah, lots of new stock coming soon, so go follow them and pick up some of the stuff that they've got on the site at the moment, umilele.co.uk. Follow my Instagram home account for updates on my property journey. Follow all my siblings at Leonie Joyce, at Mwonga, at DJ Rio D, and follow at Suki Hair and at Suki Hair and at Arc Beauty. I will link all of those down below. I'll also put a link to the book that we're reading in the virtual book club, first meeting on Tuesday. I'll put my trading 212, Coinbase and eToro referral links down below, as well as links to these lashes if you like what you see. I think it was like $7.99 for 10 pairs, $14.99, I don't remember, but it will be down there. And I guess I'll see you guys in my next video. Hopefully it will be next week Sunday, but I don't know what I'm filming, so maybe comment down below and let me know what you guys want to see next. And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm starting 2021 again as of Monday, so we go again. Happy New Year is what I'm gonna say, and I can't wait to continue sharing and interacting with you guys on here. So yeah, take care of yourselves, have a blessed Sunday, and I will see you hopefully next week. Bye.